What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the video with your boy Dracon. Now, as you can see here, we're going to be going into Sand and Stone, the actual booster brick set, and as you can see, it has not been tampered with in any way. It has the official WizKids wrapping on it, which is nice, and on top of that, we did get the promotional models with it. Now, if you guys watch my Wyvern video coming out later, which, definitely do check it out, guys, if you want to see the premium for this set. Now, I got this set in a very unique bundle. I do mention this in that video. I'm going to mention it again. And in that video, I'm going to mention how I got these as a group. All three of these came together. The little promotionals here, the booster brick itself, and the Wyvern all came to me at a lovely price of around $129 to $120. Somewhere there. But, now, is that worth it? Well, considering WizKids has been really bumping up their prices on all their products lately, I would say yes, it's definitely worth the price. Because what are we getting? Well, we're getting 8 boosters, hopefully some good stuff, hopefully, not a ton of repeats since they are an actual set, like a good booster brick that hasn't, been swapped around on the old shelf. And we also got these lovely little crystal dragons, which since I will go over them at the end, so if you guys want to hopefully not just jump all the way in and enjoy the video, I will be showing them off next to one of the crystal dragons I've got from an older set. I bought it separate, so no, there's not going to be me opening, the dragon set, because I just never got around to it, and the prices are still not that great on it. Yeah, I know. Is WizKids, kind of bumping their prices for no reason? Yeah, in my opinion, yes. They keep saying, everyone wants to use the whole excuse of, oh, well, supply and demand. I'm like, yeah, trust me, COVID didn't hurt supply and demand that much now. But anyway, let's get the booster open here. We're going to get started, shall we? Because I know you all want to see what's in there just like I do. So here we have number 26 out of 43, the Lamia. First off the bat, we got the lovely, terrifyingly powerful woman who's supposed to seduce and murder you for Grisette, the Demon Lord. Or Grist. Might be Grist. For the Demon Lord Grist. Very unique. I don't have a lot of Lamias, to be honest. I mean, I have the Serpentine Lamia, which we'll do a comparison in a second once the full rotation comes through. But as you can see, I like her style. I like that she's actually not standing because it helps give her a lower profile. She's kind of in that whole, waiting to pounce moment with her knife out. Very nice sculpt, too. The details are good. You can see some actually, fur patterning going on there, which is nice. The saddle looks, or the back saddle, I'm not really sure if that's the saddle. But, she does have some nice, strong Egyptian-esque features going on there, which is also nice to help with a desert theme. Now, would I recommend this model for someone wanting it? Yeah, the Lamia looks really good. I think, honestly, it's a great model. So here we have the female Lamia next to the female snake Lamia that I was talking about. Now, she's from Pathfinder, and their version of the Lamia is more serpentine, which I'm actually kind of good with having both. In my opinion, the Lamia that's more serpentine would still be a creation of Grist, maybe. Or maybe, maybe that's somebody of the serpentine species, like the Yuan-ti, saw her, and maybe she rules Yuan-ti as, she's a combination of the humanoid intelligence with serpentine beauty kind of thing going. Now, which one do I like more? A tough call, because, I personally am more towards the Lamia snake more than I am towards the Lamia lion. Now, don't get me wrong, the Lamia Lion's still great. I think they're both, like I said, they should both exist in this world. I feel the Lamia Snake, though, is more maybe Asiatic culture with her style. So I feel she'd be more the Lamia you'd find in, I'm trying to remember what the Asiatic part of D&D's Sword Coast, area is. I think it's called, crap, I can't remember what it's called. I'm sorry, guys. I'm drawing a blank. It's not Kuratoa, but it's something else. If any of you guys remember the bottom of what that's called, go ahead and throw it at me, and we'll see what's going on there. But, so yeah, I think this Lamia is really nice. We're going to move on to the smaller ones that came with her. Okay, and here we are with number 22 of 43, the Jackalware. How ironic that I got the Jackalware with the Lamia. I think it's kind of ironic and sort of poetic that that's the one I got the Jackalware from this set in, was with its Lamia Master. Now, if you didn't know in the lore, Jackalwares actually serve Lamias, and I don't think they're were-jackals. People make that mistake. They're actually a just creature. Similar, they serve the Lamias, they bring them stuff, they bring them, people and things for them to do with what they please. They serve the Lamia. Granted, we don't know if that's for like gratification, like are they doing it because they think she's lovely, or if they're doing it because they just want to be good servants. It might be the combination, because I mean, she is still a large creature that could just literally jump and kill them in a moment's notice. So I think that literally could be the case. Okay, so we got done talking about the Jackaware. Let's move on to the last model in this little grouping. Apologies, I just said that. I just realized I've actually only gone through 2. I thought I was out of a model, but yeah, I thought I was missing a model. Turns out it was just inside the plasticking for the Lamia better where I couldn't see it. But yeah, this is actually number 2. So this is actually, granted, it's also number 2 in the set. The Golub Dur. Now, I don't know if I said that correctly. If you want your pronunciation in the comments down below, do so. Look, I'm an American, man. I speak the way I speak. It's the way I roll. Now, I don't have a Golub Dur. I have earth elementals like crazy and, you know, different sizes and stuff. I just don't have one of these. So it's actually kind of a good thing. I kind of wanted to get my hands on a Golub Dur. I think they're pretty cool. Like, they have that nice, like, sort of thing appearance. Like, I'd use them to kind of be like a thing creature. Or maybe if, like, I used, who's a character? Like Mr. Rex, who on YouTube, he does this thing where he actually does a monsters playthrough. I would use this to represent someone playing as an Earth Elemental, because it's medium class, it's good size, bulky, chunky boy. It works really good. And if it rolled up, it would literally be like the Gorogs from Legend of Zelda. You're going to think it's a boulder. So, really cool. I got to say, really nice. I love the rock detail, too. We're getting some good rockish detail going on there. And I think, honestly, this... It's not my favorite rock creature, but it's definitely up there. I mean, it's hard to compete with, like, the Kingmaker sets, you know, Rock Elemental Premium, but, like, this is still good. I love the, like, straight lineage they got in the eyes and stuff. Like, they have these sharp features, but on this guy, looks really good. The sculpt is really nice on this one. Let's get to the final creature of this first box, though, shall we? And here we have number 4 of the set, the hyena. That's right, the African scavenger, as everyone likes to call it, even though surprisingly more successful hunting rates than lions. That's right, the hyena. Now, if you're looking for a beast to add to your gnolls, you've found it right here. Now, as a matter of fact, the hyena is actually intelligent and not actually a dog like everyone thinks it is. It's actually closer related to cats, like the lions. So really unique. And I think it's actually a good sculpt. I've had the older hyenas from another set, and those were okay. But I kind of like this a little bit more dynamic, little more spread movement pose going on here. That part, I think, looks really good. Now, could there be an improvement? No, I think it's pretty good. Nice, simple, spotted hyena. And as I know my animals, it's pretty accurate, and I like it. And I think it's pretty sweet. Always need more beasts to go in the wild. Like when your group's camping down, a group of hyenas could attack. You know, or some gnolls could have hyenas being their pack beasts. This thing would work perfectly for either, so really good. And for the next box, we have the camel. And I literally have nothing else to say. It looks lovely, don't get me wrong. It's a nicely sculpted camel there, number 30. But, I mean, it's a camel. So, I mean, I don't hate it. It's not so bad to get, like, these nice, well-painted creatures. I mean, I think when I did the Snowbound review, I was actually kind of glad I got the polar bear and the reindeer, because they were pretty good looking and well sculpted. I mean, granted, this is a camel. You always need more wildlife. Plus, if your campaign needs a pulling creature instead of a horse, you could have a camel. They're really good for water, and this is obviously based on the one-humped camel. So, it's a pretty nice camel. I mean, honestly, yeah, it's really nicely done. They got the nice sculpt in the head. I mean, honestly, if you wanted to make it unique and say, oh man, I really don't need another camel, or you could say like, hey, well, Dracon, don't you 3D print? And you could make yourself a camel or two. It's like, yeah, I'm not really a big fan of printing just regular animals like this. There's not enough pizzazz, not enough, ooh, ha, oh, wowness. But yeah, like I said, I've always loved getting the random animals. The hyena was good. The camel, it's okay. It's not the worst thing, but, you know, for a good large creature, it's not too bad either. Maybe your group's in the desert and they need to hunt a camel for food or try to capture one to use as a beast of burden. Who knows? Some nice options there. Plus, if you have a caravan set up, it would be nice to put in the caravan as like an option. Get a couple of these guys like walking behind a merchant, you know, or put him on the base to represent that he's riding it type thing. Stuff like that would be pretty useful. Okay, let's move on to the smaller, medium-sized, or lower creatures that came with them. So here we have number 5 out of 43, the Dust Mephit. Now, as you can see, the Dust Mephit here is a little more solid in his body, and even his little cloud effect there is kind of meh. I've had some other Dust Mephits in the past, and I I mean, I don't mind how small he is since he is on a small base and he's low to the ground, so it's helping him not get too tall so he's not getting broken on stuff. Ergonomically, it's good. I mean, like, could he have been cooler? The other dust methods were standing up and sort of in their flying pose, so it kind of gives them more of a, imposing stance. So, I mean, it could be cooler. It's not too bad. It's simply a dust method. Something simple. Not much to say. Let's move on. Ah, yes, number 7 out of 43, the Rust Monster. The beast that is a threat to all your paladins, all your fighters and barbarians, to any weapon-wielding son of a bitch in your party. That's right, the Rust Monster. The creature that will oxidize all your lovely metal weapons to make them crap and fall apart. And then eat them because they're jerks like that. Now, obviously, it's not a insect. People keep making this mistake saying, oh, well, it has a chitinous body and it has, like, chittering mouthings. I don't think the Rust Monster, if I remember correctly off the top of my head, it's been a while since I've read their page. They're not an actual insect. They're like a beast. I think they're actually like a spatial beast. Like, I think you can find these, like, in a Spelljammer. But I know they do love the Underdark, too, and, like, they actually are hated by Deep Dwarves. They actually hate these guys because they'll burn up all their, rust up all their stuff and eat it. Even the elves don't like them that much down there. But they are a pretty cool creature. I like the style in this one. The tail's not too far out to get stuck on stuff like the other Rust Monster in the set. So yeah, pretty good. I always don't mind getting more Rust Monsters to throw at a group because, I like having mated pairs of Rust Monsters or just like groups of animals attacking sometimes because that really bumps up the danger factor. And it's always a nice humbling feature to your party when they get slapped down by a group of animals in their mind. They're like, what? How? Well, life is humbling. Get over it. Really nice. Let's move on to the next creature. So here we have another loved creature of the set. Number 14 out of 43, the Basilisk. Now, actually, I've done the unpainted Basilisk in a paint job when I bought miniatures before. And I gotta say, I like the Basilisk. Now, I also made a greater Basilisk as well. And it's like I took a 3D printed one and I just made it big, a huge class, like the greater one, because that's what they do. They will grow that big. So this is like a, let's see, they get the huge size. So maybe it's a fresh adult. Because I mean, like, basilisks are also a great guard beast with their petrification powers. They're pretty useful. And then they eat the stone body, which then dissolves in their gut, which is quite unique, which honestly, I don't know. Like, I plan to actually use that if I have a basilisk in my game, that if the group harvests it properly and doesn't just, spill its gut intestines all over the place, they could get that if one of their party members has it. But I like the sculpt too. The sculpt in this guy looks good. I like the spikes. I like the blue body. I also have a Reaper Bones version of this creature as well, and it's like old school looking. This, though, I love the look. I gotta say, I love this kind of thorny dragon looking effect mixed with a little bit of like almost, I want to say toad, but then I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense. Honestly, though, it's just such a lovely beast. I love basilisks. They're such a cool, unique creature. And I love the lizard version, not the snake version. Snake version basilisks to me it's just a snake. But this looks cool. And obviously, it's not like the real life basilisk that runs on water, but hey, still a very cool lizard nonetheless, and I'm glad to get it. Okay, now we got a really cool one. This is number 29 out of 43, the Spirit Naga. Now, Spirit Nagas, if I remember correctly, they're a little bit more on the dark side. Yeah, so Spirit Nagas, they're more on your dark side. They're kind of cool as they are just a large class snake. They could easily work for a giant snake, so this is cool. I love the design, too, the darkness feel of it. It also gives you that feeling of the snakes from the movie Dragon Wars, how this, the great serpents become dragons. It literally looks just like them. And it's pretty cool. I love the facial designs of the Spirit Naga here. The Guardian Nagas are okay, but like the Spirit Naga here is for some reason darker, but it has more of a snake face, which I feel why the Naga is just cooler. It has a nice, cool appearance to me. Sorry about that. Now, I think with the Spirit Naga here, what's the good things about it? Well, I love the red-black banding going on. Its face, also, like, in the books, don't get me wrong, the Guardian Naga looks cool. Like, it's the same thing as this guy. It's just, like, the green, friendly variant or good variant. Now, honestly, I like this thing. I don't know what it is about this giant snake, but it's cool. And I mean, honestly, I love the design. It's very well done. You love the scale detailing going on there. Its face is aggressive. The big white teeth, the lovely tongue effect. It just looks awesome. And I got to give credits to WizKids. Even though it's not the most probably stupendous creature they could use. It's still quite good in my books, and I'm glad to add a Spirit Naga to my collection. And for number 6, we have a simplistic mummy. Now, I mean, it's not super detailed. It's just a mummy. There's not much to say. I already have some other mummy minis, which I don't hate, because I also have a pharaoh model, I believe, or like a mummy lord, so I need more mummies to throw. And there might even be another mummy lord in this set. I can't remember off the top of my head, but, you know, hey, get another mummy to add to the whole undead corpse. Why not, baby? I'm always good to get more mummies. Here we have another useful one, number 19 out of 43, the Swarm of Insects. Now, based on how they look, you could obviously use these as wasps or a bug or like bees. Something in that category would probably work for these very well. I mean, I guess you could try to say a swarm of locusts, but they're not really round enough. I mean, granted, it's a great proxy for any bugs or any swarm creatures you want to throw in there. Like, so say if your group gets attacked by a swarm of giant hornet or like just, you know, big hornets. And obviously, I mean, you know which hornets I'm talking about in real life, like the Japanese giant hornet style size buggers. This would be a pretty good thing to have coming at your party. Honestly, getting a couple dupes of this guy wouldn't be the end of the world, just because, like, I do also use insects. Like, I have a insect box I'm kind of making, and these guys would go along really well with it since I have, like, these big hives. And I think I went over them in an older box from the Sand and Stone. It was one of those old other sets from Flying Frog Games. Check out that video too, guys, if you want to see what I'm talking about. Now, is this cool? Yeah, actually it is. They're detailed just enough where they can fit in for other things. But I think they're pretty nice, and I would definitely say, yeah, get a hand of them. They're pretty nice to always have more wild beasts to represent things like this. Oh, here's a good one. I didn't know there could be large, second large in there. Now, I know it's not really a large, but look at that thing. It ain't fitting on a medium base. That's right, number 8 out of 43. You know I love my prehistoric beast, the Dimetrodon. The predator that was the apex of his time. He was the Rex of his time. You know, the other sailback animals would fear this thing running towards you and kill you. Honestly, in my opinion, it acted probably more like a Komodo dragon, where mostly its ripping, tearing teeth would rip you apart, while its size would just be another bonus to help hold you down. Now, yeah, you can see he's got a little bit of a bendy sail going on there. A little fire or a little hot water will fix that. No big deal. Actually, I like it a little bit of bent because he is moving, because their sail would move with their body based on the spinal connections. But you know what? I like it. I really do. And I know someone's going to be like, oh, but couldn't it be more flashy in color? Yeah, you know what? It could, but it's got just nice, like little touch-up lines and nice brown. I think it's a good dinosaur, a nice reptilian beast. Really good. I gotta say, I love this thing. This is like awesome. I forgot the Dimetrodons were in this set. I just looked it up when I opened the box to make sure I wasn't going crazy, but that's awesome to get kind of a second large as well with the Spirit Naga. Really awesome. Man, that's good. The good one, WizKids. Good one. I always love my prehistoric beast. But let's move on to the next box, though, shall we? We got more to go. Okay, guys, moving on. We've got for box number 4, number 28 out of 43, the Afriti male. And yeah, I know the lighting is hard to get on this one to make him really shine. He has a very dark red paint job, which I don't hate because, you know, he's an Afriti. They're supposed to be kind of a darkish red. But I mean, personally, I got the Reaper Bones female Afriti, and I like her more than this guy. I don't have an actual WizKids Afriti, so I'm not hating the idea. Fire genies, I mean, I think I have an Earth genie, a Water genie. I don't have an Air genie yet, an Air gen. But I definitely will have to get one so I can have the whole entire set of genies. But yeah, pretty cool. I mean, I didn't have a male. Yeah, see, his red is really like almost demon red. I don't know why they did that. But yeah, we're going to move on to the little guys that came with him. There's not much going on. I love his design. I like how he's got golden accents everywhere, because Afritis are a very wealthy people, as their city, the city of Brass, is quite well known for having their Azars crafting lovely stuff. He does a bendy sword, but I'll just hit that with a little like torch or something and give it a little like straighten up, and it'll be all fine. But yeah, let's move on to the small guys with it. Okay, I know it's like, didn't you already get those Dracon? Yep, I got some duplicates. Not ones I wanted dupes of, but you know what? I got a second Rust Monster here and a second Dust Mephit, so not even going to go over it. They're okay. It's not the worst thing to get duplicates of, but you know, it is what it is. Next up, we have number 12 out of 43, and this is the Priest of Osebus. Now, granted, I could be saying his name a little wrong and maybe his number wrong. It's hard to read. They put it right under his white cloak body, so it's really hard to read it, but okay, very unique straight-faced in the fact of having no face being here with a sigil on his hand. I would use this guy as a cultist. I know he's a priest, but it's like, he looks like a cultist. Or some unique figure where it's like, maybe that face is not his true face. It's a mask to hide his identity or something. I mean, he's such an enigma, he draws me in. That's the thing, he's so blank that I want to know more about this priest of Osebus. I want to know more. I'm going to have to look up on this guy later to see if he's like something really cool or if he's just some simple cultist that calls himself a priest. But I mean, like, not bad. Very nice sculpt. Very good overall. Okay, so he just opened up box number 5 and rolled out this guy. Another Golub Duer. And, I mean, it's the same guy. WizKids, I thought I've like spoken about this before as well as other people. We gotta stop with the duplicates inside bricks. Like, this was an untouched brick. And it's like I said, I don't mind duplicates, but of a Golub Duer, how many times am I gonna need multiple Golub Duers? I mean, I already got a duplicate of a Rust Monster, which is okay, and a Dust Mephit, which is fine. They do attack in groups. Sorry I'm exasperated, folks. It's just, I kind of was... You notice how in the past when I was reviewing these videos, I was loving and saying how, man, I'm not getting a lot of duplicates. How awesome. And then this kind of stuff starts happening. That's 3 duplicates in 1. That just kind of sucks, you know what I mean? But let's move on to the good parts of this box, because, you know, at least there's some good things in there. So here we have number 42 out of 43, something I actually like getting, a Chimera. That's right, the Chimera itself. And it's actually a lot nicer than a lot of other ones in the past. I love this spread sort of design to it. The dragon head, the lion head, and the goat head, and the goat back body, the dragon tail, and the dragon wings, the lion upper half. This is what I want with a Chimera. It took this long to make a nice Chimera with spread wings and being aggressive instead of always being like hunched over and kind of looking like it was scared. Now, granted, yes, you can see his feet are a little out. I'm going to have to re-glue them down. It looks like the, whatever adhesive they put in there for the pegs on them just kind of came loose. Not a big deal. I'll fix that. But it looks so good. Now, the only thing I really wish I could say is that this Chimera maybe was with a black dragon instead of a red dragon all the time, because I feel like, or a blue dragon, since it is sand and stone, would make a lot of sense. It's the desert. It would make more sense, and maybe the, you know, stuff like that, make it more aesthetic to its match. But you know what? It's still a good creature, and I'm not going to hate it. I mean, the wings are detachable too. I actually I attached them. They just go into little slots, so you can easily pull them out. I would not recommend gluing them in for storaging purpose, unless you're putting them on a shelf all the time. But look at the goat screaming in aggression. The dragon, the lion. This is a Chimera I'm, like, wanting to put on the board. So, if any of my Dice and Dummies guys are watching, get ready, guys. I feel a Chimera fight in the future. So here's number 18. It is another insect swarm, this time of beetles. And I don't hate this. Now, I've seen this before. Not always beetles, like more ants or spidery looking. There have been swarms of spiders, swarms of insects like from the other games. And I like this little swarm of beetles. It looks like a bunch of scarabs about to run over someone and start eating them if, you know, if you have flesh-eating scarabs in your game or something. But that's really cool. I like this. I like the design. They're very simple, but they work. So that's good. And it's number 18. If I didn't say this already, I think I didn't, but, well, yeah, just be safe. So yeah, a nice one. And it's not another repeat like the Golub Duer, or the Dust Mephit, or the Rust Monster. I've already gotten duplicates of that I'm not a big fan of, but you know what? It is what it is. Hopefully WizKids might view my video and say, oh, we might need to start changing stuff up or go back to how we had it, where people were getting unique stuff every time. Like, you know, when I buy a brick, I don't expect a lot of duplicates. Maybe 1 or 2. But not like 3 in one set. That's a lot of miniatures to have all being duplicates. You know what I mean? That's a lot. But let's move on to the next creature, because I actually like this little guy. Okay, guys, here we have number 12 out of 43. Sorry, my camera is keeping focus. I think it's because it's such a small creature. But we have the Flying Snake. Okay, hold on. Let me fix this. Oh, God. Sorry, my camera's going to keep focusing on it. It's just so small for where I have it set up in the lighting. It's just what it's going to do. But as you can see, it's a nice little small flying snake. I actually want these because this is another one of those creatures I would use as a character's familiar. Would be really good for this. I would definitely recommend trying to get one of these little bad boys. They're pretty cool. I've seen other flying snakes in like the Wardling set people thought was cool, but this one you get with a nice booster box and you get some more minis, so it's a nice little addition. I mean, granted, if you really want this guy, you could probably buy him separate from Miniature Market for cheap, but you know what? It's nice to get a cool, unique creature and not another duplicate. A few duplicates of this creature I wouldn't hate, though. Another one of this one I wouldn't hate. The Mephit, eh. The Rust Monster, eh. But the Gold Door was just, ugh, frustrates me. Goodness gracious, WizKids. But yeah, this one's a good one. I like the Flying Snake. It's got good little detail. It's hard to get close enough to see it because, man, it's really small. But yeah, really good. Okay, guys, here we have number 23 out of 43, the Giant Scorpion. Now, if you haven't checked out my review of the Wild Shapes box for, like, the Druid's Wild Shapes, definitely go check that out, guys. We have another Giant Scorpion. It actually is very similar. The difference is, I believe that Giant Scorpion was based on an Emperor. This one looks to be based on a Bark Scorpion. You can tell by the bigger stinger, more pronounced of a stinger, the thinner, smaller pinchers, which if you remember with Scorpions, you know, big pinchers, weaker poison, thinner pincher, or like, you know, thinner pinchers, deadlier poison. So I think it's actually a really nice model. I like the brown. It's not just another black Scorpion. We get so many just black Scorpions all the time. And it looks good. I like its design. I like the curl. It's got even more curl than the other Scorpion does. Like I said, though, granted, this one is definitely more about venom, so I would probably say if I threw this in a Giant Scorpion fight, it's really big. I don't know if I could actually even say it's a true large creature. It might actually have to use that huge base for stability, because, I mean, like, it's close, and you could just use it anyway, but, I mean, like, man, they've gotten really good at making some of these giant animals. This Giant Scorpion, this one hits the home run. I actually wanted this one. This box, based on the little foam wrapped ones too, I think I'm going to like this box of it. It might make up for the 3 dupes. Okay, probably won't, but it's going to help. Let's move on to the small guys that came in, because I have a good feeling about this box. And I was right. We got another, like, you know, prehistoric beast, the Pteranodon, number 13 out of 43. And it's actually on a proper medium-sized base. Unlike the other Pteranodon that I believe came from... Did that one come from WizKids, or did that one come from Paizo for Pathfinder? I can't remember off the top of my head, but I did do a review on that in the past where I said it needed proper. But this is good. This could be another good creature that a member of your party could use as a familiar, or could find an egg and raise it. Something cool like that would be awesome. Like a nice attack beast, or if your character's like a halfling or something small, maybe the Pteranodon could act like a backpack for you, lock onto you with its legs and pick you up and fly you. Like, maybe not fast or anything, like maybe only at like 10 movement speed, but like to get you across the chasm while everyone else is jumping or climbing, you could just fly over and be like, haha, you know, it'd be pretty cool. So I really like it. I love how the Sand and Stone has a lot of these dinosaurian level stuff. I hope for more in these last 2 boxes I got. But man, this box already has got great. We got a good, lovely Scorpion, and now we got a good Pteranodon. Let's see if it keeps going. And the cha-chings keep happening. That's right. We got the Nagpa, number 10 of 43. Now, if you didn't know about Nagpas or their lore, apparently these were arc wizards of old that became really obsessed with their magic. And due to like them kind of tampering with stuff they shouldn't have been, which is the whole naughty naughty moment, they were cursed to become these bird-like vulture people. And very similar to the Skeksis from, Dark Crystal. Very similar. I'm not sure if they were based on it, but I mean, look at that. It's kind of close. Granted, these guys look like they're a bit more intimidating, and holy crap, this model was heavy for his size. I was like, oh my goodness. He is like pushing the limits of a medium creature. Plus, he's in a squat stance. But man, if they could make Skeksis that look this kind of cool... I mean, actually, you know what? Sorry. Dark Crystal Skeksis were always cool looking. Sorry, my apologies. That's a burn on something I liked. But man, this is so cool. I would definitely use him as more of a neutral creature. He's more worried about himself than he is about, like, good or evil. After all, they just love to find magical stuff, so you could bribe one with, like, hey, I have a scroll of magic, and he'd be like, oh, give. Let me add that to my magical collection. Yes. I am so sorry. I couldn't help but do the old, the Chamberlain thing. I just couldn't help it. Oh, sorry. Nagpas, man. Nagpas. Pretty cool. I think I printed a Nagpa, but this one's actually a lot less ornate than my Nagpa, which is good, because I'll use him more as, like, that Nagpa could be, like, the small emperor or whatever. Maybe I'll make a Nagpa coven. Who knows? Pretty cool. I mean, these guys are high-level mages and stuff, so they actually have potential to be really useful in a game as a big bad or something. So really cool. Like, awesome. And the dragon button has been hit with a blue dragon spawn number 32 of 43. This is what I want to see more of. These dragonborns that are like made of like actual colors of their dragon. It's a blue one and he has the horn and everything and I like it. I do love how WizKids is kind of getting away from, oh, all of our dragonborns are just boring and bland brown color from mixing all the years. I like how they take after a specific color and they have cool variant traits. And the garb looks good. So now if I want to play a blue dragonborn, I could use this for a PC or an NPC and it would match the aesthetic that I would go for. Like, oh, you know, the blue dragonborn people, they come from the desert. He's got a cool curved sword. He's got a cool, lovely shield buckler. He looks good. Actually, no, that'd be a shield. I think it's an actual shield, not a buckler. But still, super cool. I'm grateful. And I'm also glad they didn't add a tail because that would make him look more like a half dragon. But, you know, a blue half dragon wouldn't be too bad either. Anyway, really awesome. Even my dragon button's been hit, so sweet. Anything else I get at this point, I'll say is just icing on the cake for the last two. But I am hoping for good stuff. Oh, if you guys have also got this far, maybe take a quick break. Go get yourself a drink or something, man. I meant to say this in the beginning. All these booster videos, they take a while. But let's get back to being nerdy. Speak of the windy devil and he shall appear. Here he is, the Djinn, or the air genie, basically. And I actually like him. He's got that nice swirly effect. It's not super light because, you know, genies are crafty buggers. He doesn't look too bad, and I don't have an aerial Djinn, but now I do. So, pretty sweet. I'm glad I didn't get any, like, Dow or anything like that. I have enough of those. Even the water genie. Don't need that. But this, oh, I like this. I love the effect going on with his feet, like the whole like wisp effect is pretty nice. I love the bands on his arm for the genie bands, the turban. It looks good. This is what I want, WizKids. Models like this. Why couldn't your Ifriti have some fire effects or something to make him look cool? Because like this Djinn is better than the Ifriti. I would rather keep him, get rid of the Ifriti. Because like I said, I have a female one from Reaper I painted that looks better than that. And this guy, he looks cool. I like his style. Very nice, WizKids. Very nice. And here we have a big Rocky boy, not a Golem Doer. Nope, we have the Earth Mirrodin. Now, I don't really have a lot of Mirrodin models. And I could probably print some like Earth Mirrodins, Air Mirrodins, but you know, I like this guy. He's pretty cool. I would definitely use him in like a sandy, like sort of guards for an Imperial. And it's like, why do you have Elementals guarding? It's like, oh, they're uncorruptible. They serve their purpose and they do their job and they're stone fast. Yeah, I know that's totally a moment. Why is my camera adjusting? Hold on a second, I'll have to fix that. Sorry about that quick camera fix. It was just, for some reason, didn't want to focus. But yeah, so really nice. I like the Earth Mirrodin. I like the armor being so different from the stone. I like that nice contrast. Very good, very good. A little bit big for a medium base, but hey, I'll take it. I love the giant stone hammer. That's a pretty nice looking Mirrodin. Or Mirrodin. Very nice. Very nice. I like that. And here's another awesome one. A creature I actually enjoy the heck out of, the Kuthrik. They're basically like a Tyranid of D&D, and I actually feel like these guys might have been inspired by Tyranids. I mean, look at them. They're reptilian, insectoid-like creatures, and I love it. It's so cool. It's a nice combination of the reptile with the insectoid, and it's like a bug creature. I love Kuthriks. If you guys didn't know, I actually have like a Kuthrik Lord and some other adult Kuthriks, and I don't know if I have any Kuthrik hatchlings. But I do now. Heck yeah, baby. Let's see what that last bag is, and who knows, it might surprise me again. And I'm not disappointed. Number 34, the adult Kuthrik. As you can see, way bigger than its baby counterpart. This is cool. I love how I'm getting these Kuthriks. I always want more Kuthriks because, like I said, I love having insectoid swarms and hives to have. Really awesome. Now, man, if I get a Kuthrik Hive Lord 2 out of this, I will be jumping for joy. But, man, look at these things. I actually like the new purple style instead of that silver they had in the older models. It's just so eldritch. It's like, this screams something that could come from beyond the Spelljammer stars. Like I said, it's almost like they're the Tyranids of D&D. Anyway, then moving on from its amazing design, let's get to our last and final box. And if you've all come this far, I thank you very much. The Dragonoid tips his head to you and says thank you. Now, if you haven't done so, guys, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I know I'm asking for it, but it helps the channel grow, and I appreciate to know you guys enjoy. Make sure you throw a comment down below if you have any questions, comments, concerns. And yes, I am doing it before the final box, so I'm not talking your head off at the end. Anyway, because we still also have the baby crystal dragons. So yeah, we still got 2 boxes left. Sorry, 2. But let's move on, though, shall we? Oh, and one more thing, too, guys. Make sure you share the video with your friends. Help the channel grow. I appreciate. Let's move on. So here we have number 27 for the final. Not a bad one. A giant vulture. Now, I've made a giant vulture out of an old Schley vulture toy and based it and stuff, but it's like standing in like a not flying position. But this is kind of cool. I like this. It's also not your standard vulture. It's got the little tuft on the back. I believe it's the Egyptian vulture. It's hard to remember. There's so many vultures and they all look similar. To an extent, I mean, even my biological knowledge, there's just so many. I like the little tuft, though. It gives a little style to it. But it is pretty cool. It looks nice. It's got great detail for a bird. I gotta say, I like it. And I'm glad it's not always in flying pose. Because, like, you know, it's a vulture. On the ground, they're pretty nasty. And they got those big beaky hooks, man. Those things could definitely tear you up. So, yeah. Really nice. Another nice animal that I like getting. Okay. This is the Priest of Osiris, like the male one. But this is the female. I don't know if there's like different varieties. She's also a priest. I kind of like her sculpt a little more. She's definitely got the Egyptian hair thing of like, you know, priests shave their heads bald for blah, blah, blah reasons. She's got markings all over her body showing she's priestly, like she's for the gods or whatever, or the god or whatever it is, Osiris. I don't know. I might have to look into more of the lore on this one. But yeah, pretty cool. I mean, nice to get another humanoid that I can keep as like a, you know, person for like a cultist or something. Pretty cool. Okay, so here we got another of the purple fungus or violet fungus. Yeah, violet fungus. And this is actually number 1 of the set. And actually, you know, I don't mind getting this. I've had some other purple funguses in the past. And I've had other mushroom things. I actually keep them with my myconoids and vine folk or plant folk in there. Like leshies and stuff. And I don't hate this. I actually like it. It's a pretty nice thing. You know, it's something unique to add to the survival-esque of the game where you have to deal with them. So pretty cool. I like it. I like the moving tendrils that are more like up sort of posing like snakes to sling out and get you. So I like that. So here we have number 21. This is the Death Dog, and it's a little different than your standard Death Dog. It's a bit more alive looking. I know what you're thinking, like, huh? And I mean, if you've ever looked at the old Death Dogs, they're very dark, kind of rotty looking. This one has a lot of fur, almost like it's, you know, maybe this is where the Death Dogs come from in Sand and Stone. Maybe like this Osiris area is where they naturally come from and they've turned into death creatures over time. I'm not sure, but you know what? It's unique, and maybe if I wanted to have a player have a Death Dog, if they were like a priest of the grave or something, this could work. So yeah, don't hate it. Not bad. And I always could use another Death Dog or two. I mean, I have a couple, like 2 Death Dog models, but now I got a nice another one. A little bit more of a furry one. Because, I mean, definitely got himself a nice brown mane that goes in a nice brown furred body, so dang. Very nice, very nice. Now we're going to get to the promotional models. So here we have the promotional wormlings, the Crystal Dragon wormlings, and they look adorable. They keep the nice wormling style with the head being a little bit on the chunkier side, the nice wings. The body's a little bit darker, I think, than the adult or the young one that I have that I will throw up there for comparison in a second. But I gotta say, I do like it. Its design is unique and very good. Let's throw them up to the adult, or next to the sub-adult, as I like to call it. And here we go, ending off the video with a nice shot of, or a nice video shot of our entire little family. We've got the sub-adult, and I know what you're thinking, but Dracon, that's a young one, isn't it? With the large circle ring. Yeah, no offense. Look at me when you tell me this. You think that's going to really fit on a large base? I mean, look at it. Its feet may fit inside it now, but when it sprawls out and gets ready to fight or something, its feet are going off the base. It's like, dude, just let it be a huge class creature. Just be a sub-adult where it's like got stat mixes of adult and, you know, young. But I love the babies. They work perfectly with it, even though they're not from the same set. It's, well, actually, they are from the same set. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. They all did come from the crystal, or the, what is it? The set called, I keep forgetting what it's called off the top of my head, but that dragon set that I've only gotten some from it. But yeah, you know what? It's really good. I gotta say, I'm not super disappointed with this set. Sand and Stones was pretty good. As you can see in the video, we had some good chimeras, some beasts, some elementals, Really nice group of creatures. I did not get the Boule, kind of sad. I wanted another Boule and see how it looked. But, you know, I did get the awesome Dragonborn, which is always great. I got these Crystal Dragon babies. And once again, let's go over price and stuff, and we'll get all the rhetoric out of the way. So yeah, price-wise, this was about $129.99. That's what I spent total for it. Which then there was also another discount on top of that, which got me dropping it down to like $120. So I was like, well, heck yeah, for $120 total on Amazon, this is not bad. I got these 2 little promotional baby wormlings. I got the brick of sand and stone, and I even got the premium wormling, which, guys, check out that video. It will be coming out later. But yeah, guys, it's a really great set. And I gotta say, WizKids is definitely stepping up with their sculpting and such and all the creature painting. It's getting good. Sometimes we'll still get those monsters that are more of an like the camel. It's super basic. How could you mess it up? But, you know, it's like, I'm liking where WizKids going. Now, I wish they would change their pricing. We all know that the increasement of quality doesn't automatically mean, oh, let's jack the price to where it's too much. I think right now, WizKids has to lower back down to where it was like $100 for a booster brick, because that would get their product going off the shelves more. You're getting way too much product that's just sitting in inventories, and they got to special it out, you know, to get it sold. I mean, let's cut out the middleman of waiting months so people are getting these models when they're playing with the actual, like, you know, I guess you call them installments or stories, and make it so people are getting these products. They're just so good. I mean, look, I'm a 3D printer and I love printing, but these models are good enough that I will not always 3D print my models for D&D, because other than characters or special models they just don't make, these are great. Like, let's be honest, do I feel like going and getting crystal clear resin and making this dragon and trying to paint it? I mean, granted, if you go on my Twitter, or sorry, my X page, I keep forgetting it's called that now, and you'll see I actually have a video or some images out of the Emerald Dragon I painted. And it came out looking good, but I mean, you know, it was a lot of effort to make sure I painted it just right, and removing layers and adding layer, moving, adding. It was a lot of effort for a, you know, this sort of see-through-esque dragon like these guys. Granted, you can't really see through crystal dragons that well, or any of the dragons that get really big. Their wings, yes. The body, But, you know, it is what it is. Now, overall, okay, guys, that's all I got for you. It was great. Worth it. I definitely would. If you're getting this set, would I recommend spending? I'd say around, like, maybe 110 would probably be where I'd stop. If it gets any higher than that, wait for it to go on sale or something. Like I said, I only bought it for the 120 after the special deal and the little bump saving on Amazon, because I got this booster brick, these little 2 baby wormlings here, and the wyvern, which is in a video upcoming, guys. So make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification, make sure you're getting those notifications so you're not missing out. Leave a comment down below, guys. I love to hear from you guys. It makes me feel happy knowing you guys enjoyed the video, or you got any questions, comments, or concerns. I will always try to answer back. Anyway, and make sure you give, in this case, a sandstorm on that like button to make sure that the YouTube algorithm helps show this to more people, and share it, guys. That's all I got for you today. But as always, the Dragonoid tips his head and says, adios, my friends. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.